Hello, beautiful. Welcome back to my channel, the channel for women who are trying to find their purpose and reclaim their peace. Today's video is about letting things go. I am 37 years old and there are many instances and situations in my life where things didn't go as I had planned or how I wanted them to, and I am still learning how to let those things go and move forward with my life. So if you've ever experienced that, or if you're experiencing that now, then you want to watch the rest of this video. Now, as I am going to talk about what I learned in church yesterday and how I apply it to my life and getting more into how to let things go, I'm going to be washing my face, and that's going to make sense later on. But the first thing I'm going to do is wet my face so that I can start to wash it. All right, and what I'm using to wash my face today is Shea Moisture Black African soap. And it's really good for acne prone skin, it says. So if you're dealing with acne prone skin, I still use Estee Lauder. I'm more of an Estee Lauder person, but I found that the face wash just wasn't getting my face clean like I wanted it to. And it just seemed like the product was really harsh on my skin and drying. So I wanted to switch it up and go with something more natural, and African black soap is natural. So I'm just trying this out. I just bought this at Target the other day by Shea Moisture brand. I've trusted their things before because I buy a lot of their hair products, but this is the first time I've purchased a skincare product from Shea Moisture. So we'll see how this goes. So far I love the smell of the soap. I like the way it lathers, and I like the way it feels on my skin. All right, lather that up. Now right here around my nose, I have deep pores that just get filled with all types of gook that my hands can't wash out. So when that happens, I get a little assistance from this guy. Just right around here. Don't do it for too long because it can really dry your skin out. I did it once too long and I had a rash on my nose. So I just like to get right there in the crevice around the cheeks, right there. Boom, done. That's it. All right, while this is sitting here, let me go over what I learned in church yesterday. So in church, we were talking about peace and being at peace in your life and thinking that the things that are going to bring you peace, when they're taken away, you no longer have that peace. So if you have, then the reason why is because the thing that you are thinking or believing that is bringing you peace, it wasn't sent by God. So for instance, if you think that this job that you got and it pays you a ton of money and it's in the position that you want is going to give you peace of mind, when that job is taken away from you for whatever reason, if you find yourself back in a depressive state or in an anxiety state and your mind is just like going crazy, like, what am I going to do? If you're uprooted from your peace because that thing is removed from your life, then that means that that wasn't the thing for you and that wasn't sent by God. And that can be a job, a relationship, a move, a new house, all that. All those things that you think, oh, I can relax now because I got this thing. If it wasn't sent by God and he didn't mean it for you, then that's not going to be the thing that brings you peace. So I'm just rinsing off my face now. So we have to pray for the things that we want and be content with what God sends us, and we need to find peace in what God has for us, even though it might not be the thing that we expected. If it's from God, then that means it's meant for our good. So we have to find peace in knowing and accepting that there is someone looking out for us and wants the best for us. There is something very calming about that. You know, like, you know what? somebody out there got my back. So maybe I can relax and have a little less anxiety about these things going on in my life. And the example that my pastor gave, I'm just dabbing off the water instead of like rubbing it off, because that's going to pull down your skin, and you want to keep your skin up. You see, my skin is starting to sag even at 37. All the cocoa butter in the world can't fight gravity. So I want to make sure that I'm not pulling my skin down. I'm just dabbing this water off and keeping my skin upwards. The example that the pastor gave was about David and his wife Bathsheba. But before they were married, they had a child, and the child was sick. So everyone in his mansion, all of his workers and housemaids, were whispering about how the child was deathly ill. The child wasn't going to make it. So David said, well, I'm going to fast and not bathe myself until my child is healed. I prayed to God. This is what I'm sacrificing to show God that I'm sincere in my prayer and I really want this thing. Well, after some time, after a few days, the baby did die. So David had a choice. He could either wallow in self-pity and go into depression, or be mad at God because God didn't save his child from this sickness, from this illness, and his child died, or he could move on with his life. So what did David do? David got up, he went to temple, he prayed, he worshiped, he came home, he took a shower, and he ate. So the people around him, who knew that he was grieving and he was mourning and that his child had died, were surprised at the fact that he was able to get up and dress himself and wash himself and eat, because they knew that what had just happened to him was so detrimental. But what he decided was that I need to move on with my life, because there's something better out there for me. There is some good that's going to come from this experience. And if I just keep on living, then there is some good that's going to come to me, because I believe in someone who said that to me and promised that to me. So after some time, David and Bathsheba wed, and they had another child, and that child was a healthy baby boy, and his son, they named him Solomon, and he became King Solomon. So what I learned from that passage in the Bible, that story of the Bible, was that even though you go through tragedy, and I don't know if you guys have gone through tragedy, but I've definitely gone through some tragedy in my life, losing family members, losing my only brother, and it being unexpected, and it being tragic, and it just really shook my family and myself to our core, and we just didn't know how to grasp what was happening to us. But even dealing with something devastating like that, we were still able to move on. My younger sister and her husband ended up having a baby a few years later. So it was just like we were able to still get up, get dressed, and move on with our lives in order to move forward down the path and start expecting the things that God has for us. We just were open to it, like we were no longer sitting in that grief. So for anybody out there who's dealing with a bad breakup, and you don't think that you're going to find another man, or you lost a job, or your house got burned down in the fire. That happened to a sorority sister of mine. Her house burned down. So that is a reason to be like, oh my God, everything is going wrong in the world. Nothing's going right. How can I recover from this? Get up and wash yourself and eat and worship and move on with your life, accepting that the thing that happened in your life has happened. There's nothing that you can do about it. That's what we have to do, and that's what David did. He accepted his fate. He accepted his child's fate, which was, death. You just have to accept things that happen in your life, because there's nothing that we can do about it. There's nothing we can do to change what happens in our life or what happens in the world. I just washed my face. It's dry. I'm going to put on this. Like I said, I use Estee Lauder. So this is Idealist. This is a pore minimizing serum that I use. So I'm going to put this on. So we can't change anything that happened in our life. We can't bring back people who we've lost. We can't get money back that we've spent or wasted or got scammed out of. Like, that's it. Like, the only thing we can do is be aware that that happened, be mindful of the next time, and then just be at peace that that was a short time in our life, but it doesn't determine the rest of our life. You know, whether you had a miscarriage, whether you went to jail, whether you were on drugs, whether you lost it all, whether you lost your family, it doesn't matter. We can be at peace knowing that that's not our everyday. That's not what our life has to be. And we can have more, and more is coming to us. There was something I was gonna say about there's a book, that's what it was. There's a book called Girl, Wash Your Face. And I never read the book, but I thought that the title was like weird. And I never really accepted, I never really understood why, you know, the book was so popular, because I didn't read it, you know. Now I'm putting on Estee Lauder Hydrationist. Sorry guys, my camera just won't autofocus. This is their moisturizer. So always moisturize your face. So back to the book, Girl, Wash Your Face. Now I get it. Now I get what the book, or at least let me say this. The title of that book, Girl, Wash Your Face, says something to me, speaks to me now, because I have a better understanding of what getting up and washing your face means. Girl, wash your face, or what Davy did, is basically saying, get up and prepare for a new day. For those of you who are looking at the calendar, it is Rosh Hashanah, which is the Jewish New Year, and Shana Tova for any of my Jewish watchers and followers and subscribers. Shana Tova, which means Happy New Year. And every day is an opportunity to start over and start anew. So getting up and washing your face and washing your body and eating is saying, I'm prepared to go through the rest of this day. Think about what happens when you are depressed. You don't shower, you don't wash your face, you probably don't brush your teeth, you don't put on deodorant, you're in the same sweatpants that you've been in for a week, you know, because you didn't pass your final, you didn't, you know, graduate on time, you didn't get the job you wanted, you're overweight and you've been on this program but you're not losing the weight that you want to, or you're not further along in your weight loss journey that you thought you would be. And that causes depression for a lot of people. And when that happens, we just stop living. We're like, we're alive because we wake up, but we're not doing anything that would signify that we're ready for the world, like the band Ready for the World. She says she wants some Marvin Gaye, some Luther Vandross. She says she wants some Ready for the World. Anyway, I digress. Ready for the World sings Oh Sheila, by the way. But anywho, so we have to show ourselves that we're ready for the world, and we're not going to let what happened to us in our past, we're not going to let these traumatic experiences stop us from living. So washing your face is symbolic of your preparedness for the day. Like you're ready, and it's also symbolic of your acceptance of things you cannot change and being at peace with those things. So if you're finding yourself sad and depressed and you're not preparing yourself for a brand new day, you're not dressing yourself as if you're ready to attack the world and receive the good that's coming your way, because it is coming, stop and wash your face. Like if you're watching this video and you know that you've been in a funk where you just like depressed and you feel anxiety and you're stressed out and you feel like you're not yourself, wash your face. If you feel like things are out of control, you can't focus, everything in your life is going wrong, just wash your face. That just says to yourself, it's symbolic that, okay, I'm ready to start over. Because think about it, that's the first thing you do in the morning is you wash your face. That's the start of the day. You get up, you wash your face, you go and have your coffee, your breakfast, you know, you brush your teeth, you get dressed, you get ready to go out to work or school or whatever. But washing your face signifies that I'm ready for people to see me, and I'm clean, I'm refreshed, I'm ready, I'm awake, washing your face definitely does wake you up. You know, you splash the water on your face and you're like, okay, I'm up now. Speaking of which, I do this to kind of get the blood flowing in the cheeks, get them fat and rosy. Look at those cheeks. So yeah, so that's all I wanted to talk about today. This video went a lot longer than I expected, but I'm going to link the products that I use to wash my face in the description below. I'm also going to list the chapters in the Bible where you can read the story about David and his wife Bathsheba and the son that they lost, and then going back to having another son who ended up being King Solomon. I'm not like a minister or a Bible study teacher. I just go to church sometimes, and I went to church on Sunday, this past Sunday, and that's what I learned was about being at peace and how to accept the things you cannot change and how to prepare yourself symbolically for what's to come. How to just basically move forward with your life, and the way to move forward or to show that you're ready to move forward is to wash your face. All right, guys, I hope you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and leave me a comment. I am Jay Hodges. We are on this journey together to find our best selves, find our purpose, and reclaim our peace. Until next time.